Hello, church family. It's 2 Minute Tuesday. During the month of August, our Sunday morning sermons have focused on the topic of Sabbath rest. Our 2 Minute Tuesdays this month have focused on the flip side of rest, work. The creation accounts of Genesis make two things clear. In the beginning, we were created for work. And in the beginning, work was good. It was only when we fell into sin and fell out of our perfect working partnership with the living God that work went bad and misery became part of our working life. Consultant Patrick Lencioni describes three symptoms of work misery, three signs of a miserable job. Anonymity, you feel unknown and unseen. Irrelevance, you feel like your work doesn't matter. And immeasurement, you have no way to tell if your work is good and no way to measure when your work is done. When we bring our work back into our relationship with God, we find antidotes to these three sources of job misery. This week we consider God's answer to the third problem, immeasurement. One of the things that I miss most about blue-collar work was I always knew when I'd done a good job, and I always knew when the job was done. But the reality is that there are very few responsibilities or occupations that carry this kind of clarity. When you're maintaining a household or caring for loved ones or improving a community or growing a business, you're involved in long-term, open-ended investments. Sometimes we're called to work in a context where the fruits of our labor won't be visible until after we're long gone. So how do we keep going? Well, we find comfort and motivation in the prayer of Psalm 90, which places our lives and our accomplishments within God's eternal time frame. It starts, Lord, you have been our dwelling place throughout all generations. Before the mountains were born, or you brought forth the whole world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. You turn people back to dust, saying, return to dust, you mortals. 1,000 years in your sight are like a day that has just gone by, or like a watch in the night. So the psalm begins by capturing just how short our lives are and how little influence we really have. We don't have the power to guarantee the impact of anything we do. We can't even really know which of our efforts will be of any long-term good. But we don't have to know. Psalm 90 ends with these words, may the favor of the Lord our God rest on us. Establish the work of our hands for us. Yes, establish the work of our hands. If the one true God is your dwelling place, then it's not your job to establish the work of your hands. It's His. All you have to do is place your work in the Lord's hands. Your work then becomes His work. Your immediate efforts then just become contributions to His eternal work. You don't need constant confirmation that your work is good. You just need to know that your work is His. And in His time and His will, the work will be done to His honor and glory.